Hello, everybody. So, Coldplay has put out a new song. I haven't really listened to them in a long time, but I did grow up with probably their first 3 or 4 albums. Chris Martin's voice helped me to understand more about my falsetto and being okay with that. And, I've said this plenty of times, but growing up where I grew up, how I grew up, and the time when I grew up, it was definitely not acceptable to sing with falsetto, especially as a teenage boy. Like, you would get made fun of mercilessly if you were to use that part of your voice. So in my car, and when I was trying to figure these things out, Chris Martin was the first time I'd really heard somebody use that every single song. Chorus is coming, gonna use falsetto. This song's quieter, gonna use falsetto. Falsetto all the time. Like it really helped me to kind of acclimate. But I loved the songwriting. I loved a lot of things until it started becoming kind of more pop music. And Rihanna's gonna sing on this song, and then I don't know what in the Illuminati they were doing. But anyway, they put out a new song here. I did see a little bit of an interview that Dick Van Dyke was in the video, and I have no idea what that's about. But whether you've seen it or not, let's check it out. I'll talk about it a little bit. I'll talk about Chris's voice a little bit. And we'll have a damn great time. All right, here we go. Coldplay. It's called All of My Love. Isn't that lovely? That's really great. So I guess we're looking at Dick Van Dyke here. Got it.
Chris, shall we?
Definitely is kind of cool when they mix together things like this, because the art of the music video is so completely lost. Again, I got to grow up in the golden age of music videos where MTV and all that kind of stuff was on. Then eventually it resorted to just weird random, like channel 137 has just music videos all the time, and then just not at all. But being able to consume music and sit back and not only just listen to it and consume it, but then to be able to watch it and consume it and get the vibe like that was really, really great. And I love when people integrate these things together like this, because, like, again, it's people like myself on a hell of a budget trying to make a video themselves with an iPhone. Here we go.
We've been through low, been through sunshine, been through snow. All the colors of the weather. We've been through high, every corner of the sky.
So his voice sounds great. It's funny, I've heard people talk about not liking his voice very much, or thinking he's not a great singer or whatever, but I always thought he's using what he has and using it really, really well. And he's a great lyricist and a great songwriter. And I think he's gotten better, but he's always kind of been good at what he's doing. Like, and I actually sound a little bit like him sometimes. There's a reason for that, because there's just like a singer, storyteller type of quality that comes across where it doesn't need to have that many embellishments or these things like this. It just kind of goes with his resonance. Da 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 da. Ba, da, 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 da. And he's not really trying that hard. There can definitely be people trying too hard to, like, be a thing, I want to be this thing, especially with men that I teach. It's always, I want to kind of sound like this all the time. And it's because they're afraid of what they actually sound like. So again, singing along with Chris when I was growing up and stuff helped me to just kind of be okay more with the quality of my voice as it's coming out of my head.
And still we're holding on together. You got all my love.
And I don't think he had that range back in the day. That's an F-sharp 4, so it's typically between about 80% of the males I've taught, 85, have a bridge exactly where mine is, which is F-sharp 4. So typically people will be like, love, and they'd be stretching for that. But yeah, he used to not do quite as much of that high stuff. I heard him start to do more of that when they did that album, I used to rule the world, seas would rise when I came, and then they would do that, oh, and I was like, he never hit those notes before. He would always go, oh. So typically in this song like this, he would say, oh, my love. But now he's doing it straight up. Straight up.
Whether it rains or pours, I'm all yours. You've got all my love. Whether it rains, it remains.
So there's a little bit of a flourish, but I'm starting to get emotional now from this video because I see what they're doing, and it's great, dude. I think Dick Van Dyke's in his 90s, or he's almost 100 years old, and just to have your cognitive faculties and to be able to move around like this, the video is already just good stuff.
You've got all my love.
What is love? It certainly is a feeling of caring about the welfare and the life of the other person as much as you care for yourself.
Until I die, let me hold you if you cry. Be my 1, 2, 3.
Man, listen to that production. Started bringing in strings, and then they even got the guitar in there, but it's so warm and lovely analog type of sound that you can barely tell it's in there, but you just got this light little kind of strumming. To be able to be a musician, when you start playing an instrument, it starts to ruin music, and honestly, in a way, because you start to not be able to hear the whole song. You start to hear it fragmented into pieces. And I remember those kind of feeling, and I'm like, man, I can't hear a song like a song anymore. And then it starts to kind of gel as the years go by, especially if you become a writer or a composer, or you start playing more instruments, you start to be able to break everything apart like a piece of machinery and hear everything. And then you can actually bring it back together and hear it as a whole, and you can kind of keep stepping in and out. I guess that would be the same for chefs or winemakers, where they just want to taste wine and see if they appreciate it, but they can also dive deep into it and dissect all of these things. And again, you know, man, fuck them for making a video like this, and just who had this idea where they're just going to make it like this and just beautifully tie all these lovely things into it. Anyway, we're talking about production. Let's listen to the production. List all those elements if you can, man.
Forever, 'cause you got all my love. Whether it rains or pours, I'm all yours. You've got all my love.
You see he's struggling there. Right. Again, he's hitting that straight up chest voice, almost in a belted range too, because again, I haven't really heard him do that before, but then I haven't listened to them for a while. You got all my love when it rains.
Whether it rains, it remains. You've got all my love.
Oh, can you see that? Oh, there's Terry Beth. Chris is the oldest. There's Barry. And
I heard in the interview he was saying that I think 2 of his kids are in their 70s, which is crazy to think about. I forget what I was going to say, but I don't know. Still, just this is awesome, and if you can let this kind of stuff in and let it kind of touch your heart, it's definitely. I'm a big sensitive fucking dude, so I'm easily swayed by these types of things.
Casey, I've had dreams where I am, I don't know, depressed or lonely or hurt or something, and she comes to comfort me.
Jesus.
Actually comes to comfort me.
Whether it rains or pours, I'm all yours. La 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 la. That's all I can say.
he's got the guitarist is using, I think, an Evo or something like something like that. But I was hoping instead of the la la la, I was hoping that there might be one of those nice echoey, ethereal, reverby kind of solos like they would usually have, but not so much this time. But still, really great. I guess this is his wife, or is that the woman that played in the show with him? I'm not too sure, man. I'm not quite old enough to have grew up watching Dick Van Dyke. I did watch what they call that Nick at Night when I was a kid, and I used to watch a lot of I Love Lucy and stuff, but I never really got into this show, so I don't really know anything about Dick Van Dyke. But do you?
Got all my love.
Dude, to be that old and to still be funny and goofy and dancing around and stuff, truly tremendous. That was a good song. Hopefully Coldplay will continue to not worry as much about getting more and more and more popular. And, you know, I'm a bigger fan of Radiohead and stuff where they just stayed Radiohead. They got weirder and whatever, but they just did what they want to do. It felt like Coldplay kept kind of going that direction of trying to get more popular, trying to get more of an audience and stuff. And I understand that. Obviously, I can't understand it on that level, but I do understand the need for progression and the desire to feel like you're progressing. And yeah, after a while, a lot of bands will grow in one direction or the other. And Incubus did the same thing in a lot of ways. Remember the band Incubus? Loved Incubus. Started out completely experimental, talented, and all this stuff, and got more and more and more simple in terms of pop songs. The lyrics got really dumb after a while, and you know, it's fine. That was their progression. They gain people, they lose people, and these are a natural progression type of thing. But I'll cut it off there instead of bitching about these things. Thank you for taking this journey with me. I could have said more things about Chris Martin's voice, but if you sing along to a lot of those songs like Yellow and stuff, and you're a male like me, it's going to teach you about navigating your bridge, even if you're just using va and breaking. It teaches you a lot about your voice and being okay with those things and not afraid of those things. And there's a lot to learn there. There's a lot to take away from that stuff. So, hey, man, I'll see you soon.